I just dyed my hair. I promise this isn't a Nikki tutorial situation. But ta-da! I ended up using this Splat packet. It's from their Naturals line. It was called Rhode. I know Splat is supposed to be evil and stay in your hair forever, but say lovey. And I got sent it, so may as well use free hair dye. But I also got my hair cut last Thursday. I've had 2 haircuts in the past 5 years. So it was much needed. It's a lot shorter. But yeah, I also have no idea what I want to do for my makeup today, so I'm gonna spend a few minutes on Pinterest and see if I can find anything. I found something. I'm gonna do something like this. It's kind of cotton candy-esque, and I've been wanting to find a good pink blush for my skin tone, so it will work as well. So I have like 4 rainbow palettes pulled, so I'm gonna go through them, see what I can get. But I'm going to start with the Blend Bunny Blends palette, and I'm taking a mixture of the shades Sunsets and Promise, so I can get started on that pink tone. And then I'm just gonna start focusing it right above my crease and flaring it out a little. And in exciting news, I finally have my regular days off. It's been like 2 weeks since that. Like I called out this previous Thursday because I was so tired, and I even slept until 9 a.m. That's sad. That's my sleep-in time. I also had every intention to film something that day, and I just totally didn't, but oops. But no, I'm gonna start a little like series on my TikTok of trying to find a pink blush that doesn't turn orange on me, because a lot of them tend to blend out that way. But like, I want a more neutral pink because I'm not super cool tone, so cool tone things tend to look a little weird on me. I did buy 2 blushes with my auto order that I placed this morning, but I had to place it anyways because I was being a good sister and buying my younger brother's skincare. I actually think I'm going to cut my crease before I do anything else. I know, not what I usually do. So I'm just taking some of my LA Girl Pro Conceal HD Concealer in the... Technically this is the shade Highlighter. It's kind of a sheer-ish white, so it's going to be a good base for that blue to stick to. This isn't my favorite concealer because it separates a lot, but I don't have any other white concealers or eyeshadow bases. Surprisingly, so start cutting like I usually do. It's not a full crease, it's like a half cut crease, which I'm not saying it's my specialty, but I'm better than a full cut crease. I still want to make sure I'm going to be able to see some of the pink above the inner third of my eye. I am taking the Colourpop Fade into Hue palette with the shade Take It Easel. I've actually hit pan on it. This is like my favorite kind of like baby pastel blue shade I have. And I'm just going to start packing that here. And with our third palette, I know, I'm sorry. I totally could have done this look with just the Blend Bunny palette. But I don't like some of the tones in there, especially for what I had going on. So, this is the Kaleidos, the Escape Pod palette. I need a new one. This one is old. And I'm going to use the shade Soiree for that pretty little, like, outer corner color, I guess. Alright, so... This was not the brush I meant to choose. I'm taking a mix of Soiree and Mardi Gras now, and just kind of using that for here, and then I'm going to focus most of just Soiree onto that blue. Mardi Gras is just a little deeper, that way it will show up better against the pink as well. But also now my hair feels so soft because I dyed it last night, and I took a shower in the morning before I went to work yesterday morning, so I had my hair conditioned technically thrice. because obviously wash my hair in the morning, and I still had some leftover color conditioner from the last time I dyed my hair because the package didn't come with it, and then I used my regular shampoo and conditioner to kind of, you know, keep my hair alive. So, I mean, it feels nice. It feels nice and soft. It's shiny. And since I have concealer under my eyes, I'm dipping back into the Fade into Hue Take It Easel shade. And I'm just going to start lining under my eyes. I should have done this the first time around, but oops. Bad news for me. The Sephora sale starts on a payday. And I don't have any purchases I need to restock. So it's just going to be a full-on. But I have a very small cart started, and honestly, I don't think I'm gonna get that much. I also said that last year, and oops. Last palette switching, I promise. I'm going back into the Blend Bunny palette, and I'm taking some of the shade Signs on like a thin angled brush, so I can line the lower lash line like the picture has. I'm not going to go all the way, I'm going to stop about like halfway. Repeat the process on the upper lid as well. Well, upper lash line. Ironically enough, this isn't my choice because I do this a lot, but the picture already had it, so what am I going to do, not follow my inspiration picture? Also, it's too bad that I already used the title Pastels for Spring Groundbreaking on my last video because this also would have suited it very well. And then with a super thin brush, this is technically a graphic liner brush from Glisten Cosmetics, I'm going to take some of the Colourpop Super Shock Shadow in the shade Tassel. It's a super glittery white shade, and I'm going to line over where I cut my crease. I'm probably not going to talk a lot during this next minute because this is very hard and I need to hold my breath. It's funny because I'll also very often do this with like a lighter shimmer shade over my other shimmers, just kind of give it a little pop, you know? I feel like that took forever, but finally finished with that. I'm gonna go put on some lashes and we will continue. I'm back with some lashes and lip balm, thank God. So I'm gonna jump into skin prep, obviously. I'm going to use the Rhode Glazing Milk. I actually love this stuff. That is way too much. It's super hydrating and super pillowy isn't the right word because I like using that for lip balm, but it's definitely hydrating. It's a little thicker than my other milky toners that I have, but I also like using this as like a hydrating step in my base routine. And then I'm going to go in with my NYX Plump Right Back primer. And no, my Rhode Glazed Milk is not me picking a side in this Hailey Selena war. I don't care about that. I deadass do not care. I was never a Justin Bieber fan, and I'm still not. I can appreciate both brands differently for their different products. And objectively speaking, they're two totally different beauty brands and philosophies. So say lovey. I do not care. I'm going to go in with the About Face The Performer foundation. I'm going in with a mix of L1 Neutral and a little bit of F2 Olive. I actually feel like I haven't used this foundation in a while, which is weird because I absolutely love it. But I'm going to go in with a bit of both because I can. I don't know 100% if I'm a little olive toned, but since my face is generally pretty red, the green pigment in the olive foundation definitely helps. So maybe that's why I think I'm olive. I also feel like my face is still a little stained from the hair dye last night. When I say it was like a scene out of Carrie, it was bad. Definitely around my hairline is still stained, but I need to shower tomorrow morning before I leave the house anyways, so hopefully that will help me a little more. And I'm also going to go in with the Milk Future Fluid Concealer in the shade 4N. This isn't one of my favorites, but I'm still on the fence about decluttering it or not, so I'm trying to use it a little more. See if I can finally get like a concrete opinion on it. I should feed the dog actually. It's 6. I know this looks a little insane, but bear with me. It's funny because I think this concealer shade is a little yellow, but then the shade above it, I think it's 3N, is so much lighter than the shade, so it's just, there's not a good in between. But like I said, I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. Camo Liquid Bronzer and Contour. This is in the shade 2 Fair Light. It's kind of neutral, a little more bronzy than contoury, but it's fine. It's what I generally prefer. Alright, tiny brush for the lip and for whatever I'm doing with my nose. And then angled brush for my cheeks. Also, there's still so much dye on my ear over there. It's a little oopsie doodle. Again, I was in that bathroom for like 40 minutes just rinsing out my hair alone. I wasn't really worried about what the rest of my face looked like. It was also like 9-10 o'clock when I was doing that, so I have another mic because I'm going to be filming a TikTok at the same time as this, so I want to be able to have good audio on my phone too. So for my blush today, I'm going to go in with the Juvia's Place Liquid Blush. This is in the shade Rosy Posy. I don't think I've ever actually used this before, because I have this in another shade and I've just never picked this one up. But we're going to do 1 and I'd like 2. And I'm just going to take this super dense brush I have from AOA Studios. I cannot tell you the name of it because this brush, I bought it like right at the beginning of the pandemic. This is a 5-year-old brush. Again, this is the Juvia's Place Liquid Blush in the shade Rosy Posy. So I absolutely need to set my face. I forgot how dewy this foundation is. I'm going to use the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless powder in the shade Translucent. Mostly because it's the first one I grabbed. So I don't know if this goes well with this foundation, but we'll see. I'm keeping a little dew on the cheeks. I don't want it on my T-zone or my forehead, basically. And surprise, surprise, I'm going to go in with the Colourpop Super Shock Highlighter in the shade Flexitarian. Again, surprise, surprise. I love this highlighter formulation anyways, and the shade is pretty versatile. So for lip liner, this is the Maybelline Lifter Liner Lip Liner in the shade On It. It's, I won't say cool toned, but it's definitely not as warm toned as my usual lip liner choice, so it will tie in pretty okay with this look, I think. And since my eyes and my cheeks are pretty matchy-matchy, I'm letting myself not do a matching cheek and lip for once. Smudge it out just a little. The lip balm underneath actually helps smudging this one out because this is pretty budge proof. I'm going to take a little bit of the Makeup by Mario UltraSuede lip in the shade Raza, just to bring a little bit of pink back into the lips. Just a little because I'm going back in with a gloss after. This has been one of my favorite glosses recently. This is from Half Magic. This is the Magic Drip Glitter Lip Gloss in the shade Y2K Cherub. It's a super pale pink, barely any color. It is mostly sparkles. And I have been so into sparkly lip glosses lately, which is funny because in high school I despised them with a burning passion of a million suns. I need to fix my hair, which will be interesting because, again, very clean hair. My bangs are little. They don't like me these days. I'm going to stay angled like this because my bangs are not cooperating to the point that they're kind of tucked in right here. So I guess we're going to go for a side part moment, which I haven't had since I had my hair cut really short, but I guess. But this is the finished look. It's funny, I think the last time I dyed my hair, I kind of did this kind of exact color scheme. I don't know what it is about having freshly dyed red hair that makes me want to break out like pinks and purples and blues, but I like how the eyes turned out. It's cute. But yeah, my hair's super short now. It's like here. It was like at my elbow last week. So going from elbow to right about here-ish is a lot. And again, second haircut in... I've had 2 haircuts in 5 years. And one of them was just me cutting off a piece of my ponytail in the bathroom. So haircut's a strong word for it. But